Okay, continuing on with 6.2, bottom of page 2. And the instructions now say to multiply the monomials. Recalling from 6.1, mono means just single terms that we're multiplying together. And these happen to have coefficients in front of them that are fractions. Again, get the extra help you need to make sure you're solid on how to deal with fractions. Now, by definition, we could rearrange all this and write it completely out. That's what it would look like here. We would reassociate and regroup, and the fractions could get multiplied together. Out front, negative 1/3 times negative 1/2. The exponents would then get grouped together on the back side. A to the 4th times a squared. The fractions would, negative times negative is positive, top times top is 1, bottom times bottom, 3 times 2 is 6. You would end up with a 1/6 as the fractional answer. And by definition, you would expand out all the bases here. A to the 4th would be a times itself 4 times, a squared, a times itself twice. You have 4 of them, another 2 of them. Then you would condense that all together by definition of exponents, and you'd get 1/6 a to the 6th, or you could write that as a to the 6th over 6. Again, if you aren't sure why these are equivalent, putting the a to the 6th out to the side or putting the a to the 6th on the front, you're going to need some extra tutoring on the fractions. Make sure you ask and get some help on that. But let's look at this using the rule. It didn't take us too long to write it out by definition, but because we've got a timed test, and we want to be able to be confident and not have to write out extra steps and use up that extra time. So you want to get to the point where you can apply the rules and only have to do this definition in the beginning now as you're getting comfortable, or in a situation where you might be blanking on a test. So what would the rule look like? If you had negative 1/3 times negative 1/2, again putting the fractions together, and you should probably get to the point where you can do that in your head or visualize it in your head to save some time. Still get the positive 1/6, but the rule, instead of writing it all out, would say I've got a base times the same base, multiplying those bases together. My rule says to add the exponents, a to the 4 plus 2, and that would give you 1/6 a to the 6th, or again, a to the 6th over 6. So you're going to try several monomial multiplying. Make sure you've got a good handle on this. Note any questions. Go for extra practice problems to make sure you've really, really got this. Pause the video and try 28 on your own. Okay, and the answer to 28 should be 30x cubed. And at the bottom of the page here, you'll note that we've got some good reminders here on page 352 and 353. There's your products to powers rule, and then there's a description about multiplying monomials.